is gonna be Phoenix Wright, fucking Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations, Part 17. Can't believe it. It's way too fucking long already. But we have Shibu, we have TheSesu. Bad, bad. All right, Bubba, you ready? Oh yeah, fuck you, right? Gotta love it when I get correct. There you go, Bubbers. Whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
All right, fucking Chungus, you ready?
Wake it up.
All right. Let me double check who we have this this round. So today in our trial, we should be pretty sure I made it to the trial. Yeah, 4-1. So we have the regular judge, the non-Canadian one. We should have Iris and Phoenix and Godot. All right. So Seth, do you want to be the girls? Yo, what's up, RB? I don't
Just point out who you want me to do when they should pop up.
Yeah, you want to take the judge duties?
That's fine.
Alrighty. Let's go.
I was gonna say, am I not doing Iris?
Bubba, you can have
What I assumed.
You know what they say about a secret? Yo, what's up, RBM? Yeah, dude, I fucking love the... Nah, we didn't get any snow, pretty much. It all got washed away. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, I always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
My name is Iris. I am but a simple nun undergoing training at the Hazakura Temple.
Witness, is there something that you want to confess to?
Yes, but first, I want to apologize to Mr. Wright. I can't continue lying to everyone anymore.
It's all right. What is it?
Mr. Wright, I have to admit that I did play a part in this terrible incident.
Are you actually confessing? Are you saying that you were the one who murdered Miss Elise? Stroke name?
Stroke name.
No, I'm not, Your Honor. But I dealt with the cover-up after the murder took place.
I would take 14 inches of snow so I could stay home, please.
After her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Mystic Elise and carried it to the Hazakura Temple courtyard where I desecrated it.
Yeah, it just auto-scrolled.
Order in the court. Order. Witness, are you saying you were an accomplice to the murder?
Yes, That's correct.
What? 3 minutes in court and I'm already covered in a cold sweat. Everyone on the planet is an accomplice to something. Just happens to be that, in this case, it's to murder. Isn't that right, Mr. Trite? Second. So this is the confession I'm worrying about. It pains me to say this, but it looks like Iris's testimony was all a lie. Iris's testimony crumpled up and shoved into a pocket. Now then, little lady, if you don't mind, I've got a question. Whose crime were you trying to cover up by your actions? Iris was covering for someone? I'm definitely at the creek without a paddle or a life jacket.
I've been at the Hazakura Temple ever since I was a little girl. Hazakura Temple is run by one of the branch families of the Kurain tradition. One of our missions is to protect the main family.
I'm sorry, but main family?
Yes, and that's why I would dirty myself if need be to protect her. The daughter of the master of the Kurain channeling technique, Mystic Maya Fey.
Huh? Blueberry tea is delicious. Blueberry mint tea is that. Wake up and smell the coffee. She's naming Maya?
Order in the court. So not only did you witness the murder, you know the name of the murderer.
I'm terribly sorry, but it's true. I saw her commit the crime with my very own eyes. And then I cleaned up the area to try to protect her.
That's ridiculous. I could never do such.
The defense will refrain from... Jesus Christ, I can't read. The defense will refrain from commenting until the appropriate time. Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. Oh shit, I didn't realize it was mine.
Yee!
Because showing her.
Hey, what's up, Patrick?
What exactly happened on the night of the crime?
Goofy camera angle.
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
I thought I was prepared for the unexpected, but I never imagined the case would wind up going in this direction. She's got to protect the family. She's got to keep it in the family like the Habsburgs.
That sledgehammer tune.
I went to the inner temple that night and I saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver the fatal strike. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it.
This is Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations.
So it was in self-defense?
Yes, Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first. That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya.
You moved the victim's body to the temple so that Maya wouldn't suspect it. Isn't that right? Not bad. You got the instincts of a true criminal. Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple, and that the person who did go was that woman. Iris even admitted it.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Oh, okay.
I went to the inner temple that night and I saw it all happen in the garden.
Sister Iris, your testimony has changed quite a bit since yesterday. You stated yesterday that on the night of the murder, you didn't go to the inner temple. Did she now? Too bad for you, what she said yesterday doesn't mean much today. By the way, where were you when she claimed that she didn't go? I was in the inner temple's training hall. A private conversation between the two of you does not constitute testimony. That would be properly described as hearsay.
What do you have to say, witness?
I just couldn't tell him the truth at that time. Mystic Maya, she's your girlfriend, isn't she? I didn't want to be the one to break it to you that I saw her commit murder.
There. We all understand how difficult this is for you. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. What did you witness in the temple garden?
Well, Your Honor, I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff.
I'm a pass on this one. It's all hearsay.
While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike.
That's bullshit. She moved in to deliver a fatal strike?
Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon.
How big was her damn robe?
Oh, her robes are massive, dude. She's got big old wizard sleeves. Yo, Mike. Thank you so much for the 11 months, homie. I hope you are doing well. Blessed be.
I love all of this.
Wait a minute. What was this weapon?
It was some kind of dagger.
Dagger? Huh? And Elise Dunim Stroke Name tried to stab her with this weapon? To kill Ms. Faye?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. You look like I did after mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire sauce. Which is delicious, by the way. Do you have a problem with the testimony we're hearing from your client, lawyer boy? Do I have a problem with Iris's testimony? Goddamn right I do. Your Honor, I have a small problem with the witness's testimony.
You do? Well, this witness is your own client.
Yeah, well, nevertheless. That's fine. Witness, let's add your last statement to the testimony.
Yes, sir.
Get soulless eyes.
Ugh.
Hey, just a moment. It's my job to say that.
Listen, Gramps. I won't say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me. Fish sauce is better than Worcestershire sauce, depending though. I will occasionally, like if I'm making a funky burger, like with mushrooms or anything like that, I'll use fish sauce instead of Worcestershire. Oyster sauce is good. It's a little bit thicker though. I can't find really good oyster sauce around here. Okay, now, let's continue.
She threw her staff away and pulled a dagger from inside her robe.
No, she fucking didn't. Yo, motherfucker got a cane sword. Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of events.
Huh?
Ms. Denim throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me.
But all you can do with a staff is hit someone.
Magic! Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature about it.
Knife wrench.
Not exactly, dude. It's knife wrench. As you can see, it's a sword. If Elise Nim really had wanted to kill Maya Fey, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. Not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already. Weird you call it beautiful, Phoenix. It's fucking strange. Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say? That was an impressive bit of investigation, Trite. I never would have thought there was a sword hidden in that staff. Even so, how should I put this? A long sword is unwieldy, thus ineffective in close quarters combat. Alright, you fucking nerd. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade. Well... Anyway, the type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important. The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony. There is something strange about this whole testimony.
Well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point.
Very well, Your Honor. The defense will now present evidence to back its argument.
Mr. Wright?
I have here another piece of evidence that shows this testimony can't be trusted. Because Ms. Elise Nim would never attempt to take the life of Maya Fey. It's because it's her fucking mom. Elise Nim would never have attacked Maya Fey.
How can you be so sure?
Yeah, if you've never seen this game, it's absolutely fucking wild. It's a really cool murder mystery style click and point-ish or search and point and adventure game. Because the victim's real name was not Elise Dunim. Her real name was Misty Fey.
No. Not Misty Fey.
Who is this Misty Fey? Is she related to...
Misty Fey is the master of the Korean channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Fey.
Are you serious?
Is it really true, Mr. Wright? Was Elise Dunim actually the great mystic Misty?
There's no doubt about it. Looks like Iris had no idea.
I can hardly believe it.
The idea that she would try to kill her only daughter, one she hadn't seen in 17 years? Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing.
Order in the court. Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seemed natural enough. However, in light of some facts that have just been presented, one, that the victim supposedly threw away a sword during a fight, and two, that the two people battling to the death were mother and daughter.
Oh, I've seen this porn before.
Despite the facts being believable when taken on their own, when taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe.
She abandoned her once wouldn't be such a stretch that she'd go for murder option 2. I mean, maybe. Listen, there's nothing in this world that is impossible. Except for one little thing.
Yes? What is this one little possible thing?
Finding the clitoris. I haven't seen one. You still don't get it. I heard that. You think maybe my beans are under roasted, but you have no idea, Gramps. Did you get to your point? I heard this witness's confession this morning. just as I had taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee.
You're going to ruin your health, my friend. And he's gonna shit his pants.
You fucking dude, there's your $5 shit your pants lunch combo. $5 hot and ready.
Get your gallon of milk.
I mean, who's gonna die first? Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, I had a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime. And he discovered this little...
Is that the dagger the witness testified to seeing?
God damn. Obviously, Your Honor. But do you not notice something else?
Now that you mention it, if you look closely, there appears to be blood on it.
Strawberry jam.
Strawberry jam. I didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene. Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene? Huh? The pine tree? This dagger was stuck in the backside of the pine tree, and the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the two women. This little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree.
Bro, that's not a pine tree.
That's a bonsai. A bun. 2. What?
Which means the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim, correct?
Were you even listening, old man? I first heard this confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of morning coffee. Didn't you say it was your 8th just a few minutes ago? I didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed on such short notice.
In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence. Furthermore, I order that a blood test be performed on it immediately.
This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right.
Bailiff, get this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately.
Yeah, Danganronpa taught me that blood was pink too. Clearly this is forgery. It's strawberry jam.
Dagger added to the court record.
To the court record! Alright! Give it up for the court record, everybody.
Now then. The testimony we've just heard had numerous unbelievable aspects to it. And by that I mean complete horseshit. However, after having found the very dagger the witness spoke of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible for the moment.
I was gonna say, I know they say a jury of your peers, but I don't think they want us deciding anything. Cute girls never lie. Ever. Alright, bro.
In any case, witness, if you could please testify again to this court and not fucking lie this time.
About what, Your Honor?
About the incident you saw, the battle between the two women.
Yes, Your Honor.
The battle.
Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff. But then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon.
What?
Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive, with her back to the stone lantern. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed. Oh my fucking god, she fucking dead.
That was a very heartbreaking story.
I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but it had to have been 17 years since Mystic Maya's disappearance.
Whose?
Misty's disappearance.
Yee!
Mystic someone.
Mystic Ding Dong.
Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore.
That seems reasonable. Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination.
Dude, you let Maya out of your sight for about 10 minutes, and she's already racked up 3 murder charges. It's absolutely absurd. Oh. Yeah, Seth was the narrator for Jet Set Radio.
I wish.
Listen here, you little bitch.
Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff.
Alright, hold up. Iris, where were you standing when you witnessed all this?
What do you mean?
Well, if either of them had noticed you, they might not have continued their battle.
I wonder if that's true.
You gonna answer the fucking question?
The two of them, they were standing near the garden stone lantern. I was watching the whole thing from behind. It was
what?
dark. It was dark where the two of them were, so... Was it dark? I think that's why they didn't see me.
Mike isn't picking me up. What the hell?
What the
Oh,
fuck?
there we go. So it was in the... What? Oh, Jesus. So it was the dock in the garden. What?
What?
It was the dark.
It was the dark!
They came from behind? So it was dark in the garden when the murder took place. Tell me, what did Miss Maya Fey do after she was struck?
But then, she dodged Mystic Lisa's attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive, with her back to the stone lantern. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise.
No.
Yeah, that's what happens when you wake up just in time to do this, Demon.
Oh, it's all good. I just love the fact that... Did this come out before or after Danganronpa? Because, like, it's the same goddamn thing. Also, this is incorrect. She was stabbed in the back, not the front.
She got earthed.
Yeah. I need... should have it. There it is. There we go. Something about you just isn't right today, Iris.
Huh?
You're full of shit. Did you poop today? Until now, I didn't think you were the type to make such a careless mistake. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions.
Well, what do you mean? What's so wrong about my testimony?
According to you...
She got a little crunchy there.
Oh, it's the... Everyone has a southern accent. It's fabulous. Maya Fey stabbed the victim while she had her back to the stone lantern, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Yes, that's right.
Well, boy, howdy. In that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right?
Yeah, yes, sir, I think so.
But, according to the autopsy report, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back. This proves that the victim was stabbed from behind and not from the front. I'm just slowly getting towards, like, fucking Herbert the pervert at this point. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony, and probably from your butthole. You ever just get proved wrong and you get blasted by Phoenix Wright's finger pointing at supersonic speeds?
You heckin' what? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright?
Huh, it's simple. People are like books. We've all got a front and a back. Get my drift?
I guess. Is that all you have to say?
I can also say that darkness loves to play with the human mind. Could you please knock it off with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already? Next thing you know, you're gonna try and sell me a fucking NFT. The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. Throwing away a useful staff, and then the people fighting being mother and daughter? And now she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the stomach?
With all these weapons present, it seems she got Jon Snowed. There certainly are some inconsistencies.
Well, Iris, how about it? Feel like telling us any bit of the truth?
Well, it's just...
If you ask me, you're just being too naive about them. He seems like the type of person that would say it naive. What do you mean?
He's the kind of guy you'd see sitting in a coffee shop with his laptop.
Just browsing Pornhub.
Just writing his memo that no one's ever gonna read.
Don't worry, he's in retail. Or,
No.
What are you doing? Sorry. Not the
There are
shop.
253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee, but to pick out each one requires total concentration, the use of all the senses. Were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said?
Prosecutor Godot, explain yourself.
Quickly, please.
The witness was unambiguous about her own ambiguities when she said, "Tell me all your thoughts on God." That the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly. A human needs one thing to see clearly: eyeballs. And that is light. Apparently not eyeballs, just light.
Lie.
By the way, did you know Hazakura has a rule that on nights when an acolyte is in the inner temple training, the stone lantern in the garden must be kept lit? I did wonder what that stone lantern was there
Literally says it's a lantern, sir.
for.
Well, if that's true, shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly?
Normally,
Son of-
yes, Your Honor. But according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern.
Is that a marshmallow with a face?
Yeah, look at that goofy goober.
We had to fix the
That's a noodle.
cam.
Yo, welcome back, Proxy. mean-
Impossible.
Oh, come on. You look, you can browse porn in public. You just gotta have big balls about it. Impossible? It hadn't been used in a long time, and the wick was no good. How convenient, right? In other words, it had to have been nearly pitch black in the garden that night. There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall. That's all.
Most enlightening.
Fucking light puns. Yes, that illuminating fact has chased all the contradictions away. If the staff was dropped, it would be difficult to see. It also explains why they didn't recognize each other. We can't see the demons that lurk in the night, except the one from Australia. That's why humans are weak. Isn't that right, Trite? No!
Order.
Here, Your Honor. Let me present the stone lantern into evidence. Motherfucker just lugs the goddamn thing into...
Drops it on the floor, crushes it into pieces.
He just blows through the bottom of the fucking courthouse into the parking garage underneath. Maybe it will rekindle the flame of truth in your mind. Stone lantern added to the court record.
Seems someone wrote "eat ass, smoke grass" on it.
Why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face? What's wrong, Your Honor? Was that flame too hot?
This lantern, there's something written on it. Why? It's written in blood.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh boy. So the judge didn't know about that yet? Written in blood.
Hello.
It says Maya upside down.
What the?
Oh, yes, that's right. After being cornered and then stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been right on that stone lantern behind her. With the blood that was draining out of her body.
Fucking Leon. Leon!
It certainly looks that way.
Hang on just a minute. What are you all talking about?
What do you mean, what are we all talking about?
What do you mean, you people? We're talking about the message written in blood. Huh, nonsense. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle. Oh god, it's because he has a red tinted fucking visor on. I swear to fucking god.
But didn't he see the blood on the fucking dagger?
Could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all? Now that I think of it, he did say something to me yesterday. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still look like a fucking dork. I still can't see everything. Maybe it's not real blood? Oh god, really? So that's what he meant by that.
In any case, this is obviously an important clue. We now know that the crime scene was dark, and that the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Godot, anything further?
Oh, fuck, you're right, Demon. I completely forgot that. Motherfucker can't see white on red. Jesus.
Mr. Godot?
Okay then. Let's move on. Godot was literally shaking, and somehow, I don't think it's from caffeine overdose.
I believe it has now been established that Miss Sneezing While You Write Denim was killed by my friend.
That's just wrong. Now it's time to turn our attention to you.
Yes, sir.
After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? Let's hear it. All ears.
After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Kirain tradition. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. And then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple and... I used the Shichishido to alter the way the wound looked. Jesus Christ.
The Shia.
You moved the body?
Yes, I was raised at Hazakura Temple. I owe a great deal of thanks to the Fae clan. But even so, I never imagined that Elise Dunim was actually Misty Fae. I've committed a terrible sin.
Terrible trick of fate.
I believe you're looking for a twist of fate, Your Honor.
I said what I said, damn it.
I intended to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body. But
You were spotted by the head nun, correct?
yes, and that's why I couldn't go back.
Your story makes sense, I suppose.
I guess.
Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination.
Howdy, sure will.
Fucking can't wait.
Yes, sir. We've been going through this series. So this is the PC version, which I think is first. We've been doing this 6-7 months probably. Remember off the top of my head, but it's definitely been a while. If you want to catch up to it, definitely check out YouTube. And fuck it, there's the 3D. Fuck them.
After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya.
Yeah.
I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the curing tradition.
So then you knew? You knew the significance of the name Maya Fey?
Yes, of course I did.
That's odd. I mean, Sister Bikini didn't recognize her name, let alone her position.
Sister Bikini.
Sister Bikini.
Anyway, she was a very special person indeed. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself.
Okay, but
I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge.
bullshit. Let me guess, in your off time, you're a professional power lifter?
How did you know?
It's pretty amazing you can make it all the way across. That's a rickety old bridge. You're not gonna... Alright, I guess we'll take that angle.
It looks worse than it is. It's surprisingly sturdy despite its age.
Hey, just like me. It's like they say, idiots are too stupid to catch even a simple fool. But there's one other thing that bothers me. Why not just throw the body into the Eagle River? It would have been much easier than dragging it all the way to Hazakura Temple.
I thought it would still cast too much suspicion on Mystic Maya. That's why I tried to take the body as far away as possible.
Makes perfect sense to me. For the time being. Anyway, what did you do after you crossed the bridge?
Then I used a snow globe aisle to carry it back to Hazakura Temple and...
What?
The snow globe aisle?
Yeah.
Nah, this ain't right either. The snow globe? I knew that would show up sooner or later.
Yes, I had the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to Dusky Bridge.
This is the part that was in question the other day. So I asked for more details. Yeah. If you really did move her body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, right?
Yes, naturally you would expect tracks.
What about supernaturally? It just fucking floats, levitates, apparates?
Nah, just through the universe.
This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Are these the tracks from that ride?
Yes, I think they are.
But I can only see one set of tracks here.
I don't see what's so strange about that. Snow was still falling when I left Hazakura Temple.
I see. Snow was still falling, huh?
And then, when the murder took place, it had already stopped. That's why there's such fresh-looking tracks.
Oh, Mike's not picking it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? What do you think about this testimony?
When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped? That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence. Your Honor, I'd like this statement Iris just made added to the testimony.
What? Have something to do with the case?
All will be made clear if you allow her statement to be added to the record. This should be fun. Let's get this snow business cleared up, shall we?
Yes, sir. By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped.
No, it didn't. Bullshit. Oh, I done fucked it up. Damn it! Damn it, Bobby.
Objection denied.
I don't think that won me any points with the judge.
By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped.
I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. But why would she want to do that? There's only one reason I can think of.
Psychopath.
Psycho.
After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Curian tradition. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge.
Now let's try it. There it is. You claim that the snow had already stopped when the murder occurred. But I'm sorry, Iris. That just isn't possible.
What?
This is the weather data. Pork chop sandwiches!
Get the fuck out of here, you stupid idiot.
Fuck, we're all gonna die! This is the weather data from the night of the murder.
G.I. Joe.
According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50 p.m. But you couldn't have crossed Dusky Bridge at that time.
Why do you say that?
That bitch was on fire, you idiot! Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusky Bridge was struck by lightning and had caught on fire.
What did you say?
What did you say?
What?
The bridge, it was on fire?
You don't mean to say you didn't know about it. It was because of that lightning strike that the bridge burned down.
What? It can't be. It can't be.
It looks like you still haven't figured it out. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth, you can't pull the wool over the eyes of a real defense attorney. You can pull the wool over my feet, though. I like wool socks.
No! It sounded like Castlevania music was starting up there for a second. Order! Order! Order!
Order. Yo, have a good one, Chrono. Thank you so much for hanging by and the resub. I hope you have a terrific time, homie. It's good to see you again. Be well, be safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, don't drink water, fish fucking. The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right, the inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world. There's no way you could have crossed the bridge, body or no body.
Witness, even my patience has its limits. Any further lying, I will find you in contempt of court. You have anything to say for yourself?
Pissing out the window and shitting out the window are two different things. The only person here that is truly contemptible is you. Old man.
E? How dare you?
Whether this witness lied or not doesn't mean squat right now. Squat? The important thing now is to find out the truth. Isn't that right?
Yes, of course, but
Whether it was snowing or not snowing, or whether the bridge was burning or not, there are two facts that can't be disputed. First, the blood of Elise and Nim was discovered in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. And second, the head nun, Sister Bikini, witnessed Iris desecrating Elise and Nim's body. He makes a good point on both accounts.
Well, that's right. I'm not lying.
No, you definitely haven't lied at any point.
Why you lying?
Oh my god, stop fucking lying.
What are you claiming this time?
I wasn't myself at all that night. So my memory is still somewhat hazy.
Yeah, phenobarbital will do that.
I don't remember which personality I was that night.
Woo! You've stood at that witness stand and testified this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memory of that night is hazy? It is only human to err. If you're so perfect, Wright, maybe you can explain this for the court. What is it? When the murder happened, the bridge had already burned down. Somehow, the body traveled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard. Perhaps you have some kind of explanation for this little magic trick? Well, not exactly, no. I know there must be some other way she got across that burnt-out bridge, but unless I can somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth.
Looks like the defense is not prepared to offer a suitable explanation.
You see what I mean? In other words, you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't. Ah!
All right then. Witness, let's hear your testimony once more.
God, this is like fucking revisionist history.
About what, Your Honor?
You've admitted that you moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation for that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor.
Will this be her final testimony? God, I fucking... Jesus.
Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body.
Oh, I shot put it.
So I must have just gotten confused, I guess.
I picked it up by the feet and just spun in circles really, really, really fast. And then let go.
Was the snow still falling or had it stopped? Does that really matter that much? Or are you saying that there's a way to cross a burning bridge?
Very fast.
Have you tried air dashing?
So it was just a misunderstanding, I see.
This is a photo of Dusky Bridge after it burned down from a lightning blast. It was taken on the morning after the incident.
I thought we meant like a real bridge, not just some like rickety piece of crap.
Oh, it's bad. That one's you, Chief.
Oh, shit. It certainly was burned to a crisp, and one of the suspension wires even snapped. It's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall down. Clearly, it would be impossible to carry a corpse across a bridge in this condition.
Dusky Bridge photo added to the court record.
Dusky bridge photo?
Unless I do something to discredit this testimony, it's going to be deemed as the truth. And Maya will be accused of murder. Oh no. That's right. I'm only gonna say this one more time. If I have any more coffee, I'm gonna fucking shit myself to death. Again! It is only human to err. And only humans can spot the errors of our ways. The more sense he makes, the less sense he makes.
I brought you murder.
Ooh!
Judas. All right, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final cross-examination. Hopefully final.
God, I fucking hope so.
Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body.
Well, we know that one's horseshit.
So, must have just gotten confused, I guess. Was the snow still falling, or had it stopped? Does it really matter that much?
Is it raining? Is it pouring?
Or are you saying that there's a way to cross a burning bridge?
Oh, you're very fast. Just sprint.
Actually, there is. Larry's fucking sketch.
Oh no.
Larry, what did you draw?
A dead body flying over a burning bridge. I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility.
A what?
You're saying it's possible? Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible about your claim is it's been pulled out of thin air. I don't know about that. In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen. Preposterous!
Preposterous.
Preposterous!
Who is it? Who is this witness?
Really? That's a rare bad take from Roman Grosjean, but hey, can't get them all right. I can't chicken out here. I've got to keep on the attack and go, go, go. You can do it. You can win. Go, go, go.
Gas, gas, gas.
Miss Alistanim's brilliant and highly gifted apprentice, Laristanim.
Little Reese.
Apprentice?
Remember what he said in his testimony? That night, he was in the mountain shack, Heavenly Hall. And that's when he witnessed the event.
Nice straw blanket, bro.
Did Lewis send them in an email, Imp? Michael, did you get my email? I think you've all seen this sketch before.
You not get the memo?
It's an exact drawing of what he witnessed that night during his PCP ayahuasca sessions.
Are you serious? Today's not April Fool's Day, is it? Mr. Wright, are you seriously claiming that the victim flew through the air? And you're using this pathetic scribble to support your argument?
Uh-oh, the judge looks like he's about to blow a gasket.
Yeah.
Well, Wright, there's nowhere for you to hide now. Other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old, does this sketch prove anything?
You used a catapult.
Dude, that'd be great. Yes, I'm pretty sure it does, and I'm going to prove it. Listen, I know your tricks. You're trying to turn this whole thing upside down. If you're so eager to turn this case upside down, why not start with this sketch? Upside down? Why did Godot say that? Oh God, it's a fucking
Alright
idiot.
then, let's hear the defense's theory. He's gonna say the painting's upside down, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
What exactly is this sketch trying to show?
I don't think old Whiskerface is gonna forgive any more mistakes. Alright, Phoenix, look carefully and think it over. This sketch drawn by Laristanim is exactly what happened.
It's clearly concept art from Neverending Story.
Of course, the victim was flying through the air. You can see it right there in the sketch. Whoosh!
The sketch is hard, undeniable proof that she flew. You know, you're starting to remind me of yesterday's witness.
What? That was the last thing I wanted to hear.
Do you have any evidence that the victim flew through the air?
Just so you know, we haven't discovered a giant human catapult at the inner temple yet.
Called it.
I wish they had. Even if you're a lousy lawyer, at least you're 1 cup's worth of entertainment. I think we should skip the penalty this time. There must be some way. I just know it. There must be a way to use Larry's sketch to show the truth of what happened.
All right, then. The witness will now return to her testimony. Please, no.
Yes, Your Honor.
Fuck it. I can throw it back up. Alright.
Very well. All right, then. Let's hear the defense's theory. What exactly is this sketch trying to show for the second time?
I don't think old Whisker Face is gonna forgive any more mistakes this time. Alright, Phoenix. Look carefully and think it over. This sketch drawn by Larice to Nim is a complete contradiction. This is probably fucking upside down because he was laying on his back. Something so fucking stupid. Something is obviously funny about this sketch.
I'm no art critic, but even I can see that.
No, that's not what I meant, Your Honor. Larice to Nim stated it over and over that this sketch was exactly as he saw it. However, if we're going to believe his testimony, then this sketch contradicts reality as we know it.
It contradicts reality.
This is getting interesting. Looks like you're back to the finger pointing thing again. Okay, Trite. So exactly what contradicts reality? It's where the wire connected to the bridge.
The why?
You've never seen The Wire? God, you call yourself cultured and you've never seen The Wire? It's the greatest show in the history of television. Is that the thing that contradicts reality? It is indeed. Then show us the reality it supposedly conflicts with. Show us something that will point out how the sketch contradicts reality. Be the photo of the bridge.
Do we have a normal picture?
Yeah, the normal picture.
That's a photo of Dusky Bridge, correct?
Yes. Now compare the sketch and the photo for a minute. In the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard wires. But on the actual Dusky Bridge...
Jumping Jehoshaphat.
the wires are below the guard wires! What? Ah, shit.
Order, order, order. This sketch is somewhat different than what's depicted in the photo.
Was that some audible vinegar strokes I heard?
Hell yeah, bro.
Hell yeah, bro.
However, isn't it likely that the artist just saw it wrong?
Or perhaps he just drew it wrong.
Either way, it sounds like you're just wrong. With someone like Larice, I admit a mistake is definitely possible, but then that begs the question, why did he make a mistake? What was the reason? Are you saying you know the answer to that? Listen, think back, all right? Remember what Larice was doing when he witnessed this event. He was at the Heavenly Hall waiting for a lover that was never going to come. He waited and waited, and finally he laid down
Right.
and just kind of stroked it off with some little bit of tears. But then, lightning shoots from the sky and sets the bridge aflame.
Set the bridge aflame.
Now, ponder what sort of position Larice must have been in at the time. Probably missionary. He was lying on his back, which is why he remembered the scene the way he did.
He was lying on his back? I can't see how it relates.
But it does, Your Honor. That is the reason why the wires on the sketch go up instead of down.
Ah!
No way. Larice and Nim witnessed the event while he was lying on his back, face up. In other words, the scene that he saw was actually upside down.
So then, this sketch should actually...
Yeah, I think you finally get it, Your Honor. The correct way to view Larice and Nim's sketch is like this. This is how it should actually look.
Pay no attention to the flames on the bottom, defying physics.
Ah. The victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge, it was actually swinging below. That's right, just like a pendulum. Ridiculous.
Order.
All the things to say. A pendulum. Have a great day at work, Demon. Don't worry. If you at home also want to catch up, there's the YouTube and the Discord. My fingers are fucking bad. The bridge was burning to a crisp. There was no way to get across it. But if the body had been found at the inner temple, it would have caused problems. This is where the criminal decided to take a gamble. He used the burning bridge to get the body across to the other side. And a pendulum was the only way to get it done. Let's think about this for a minute, shall we? Dusky Bridge is about 20 yards long, which means it's about that far from the inner temple to the opposite cliff. Yeah, that sounds about right. In order to cover that distance with a pendulum, you need a rope at least 10 yards long. To get a rope that long, you have to plan ahead. The lightning strike that night could only have been an accident. So it doesn't make sense that the culprit would have prepared the rope beforehand. So then... they didn't have to get the rope ready. The rope was already right in front of them. What? I'm saying that this was just a matter of using what was already there.
In that case, Mr. Wright, please give us an explanation to support your theory. What makes you think the criminal had the rope on hand to create a pendulum?
Biggest dicketh. That one right there.
And the meaning of this is...
If you want to know where the rope came from, it's hanging right there in front of your glorious beard. You doing anything later? You want to maybe catch a drink or maybe a hockey game or something?
You want to go down to the Chuck E. Cheese and spend a few quarters?
You want to roll around on the ball pit with me a little bit there? Big shoots?
Oh, yeah.
This is one of those wires from that bridge.
When the lightning struck the bridge and set it on fire, one of the suspension wires came loose from its anchor. The criminal didn't have any time to waste, so they tied the wire around Elisa Nim's body and rode that bitch like a seesaw.
Fucking yeeted the shit out of her.
Fucking yeet. Damn, they just fucking, she got yoted. Because there was simply no other way to move the body. Are you smoking crack cocaine again, right?
You know, it's just like, I hate it here. Mr. Godot. It seems that Mr. Godot is more focused on his coffee than answering the question. It seems that the odds of a rope being readily available were very high. So I suppose that it's not an impossibility after all.
Possible or impossible? That's not the question we need to ask. There's only one question. Did that really happen? Trite. I wonder if you can prove what happened to us. Do you have any actual evidence that the body was swung over like a pendulum?
Autopsy report of 37 broken bones.
I don't know if it's on there. Let me,
Wait, I think it was. Body fell 10 feet after death. Yeah,
the crystal sphere probably works too.
yeah.
Yeah, let's see if it works. Before I present my evidence, let me review what we know so far. In case you weren't paying attention for the past 5 minutes, you fucking ADHD-addled children. According to this photo, one of the wires snapped. Looking at the map, we can see it's the one that was in front of the inner temple.
Oh, then. That was the spot where the criminal...
Yes, precisely. Now, let us consider the body's movements by looking at the overhead map again. If the body was pushed from this point here, it would drop on the opposite bank at approximately this point. Yo, what's up, Chris? Thanks for raiding in, buddy. How's your night going? What are we up to? Thanks for raiding into us. We're doing some Phoenix Wright here, with a little bit of voice acting by myself, my wife, and our good friend Seth. Ooh, FF8? Hell yeah. Hey, thanks, Ellie. Hope you're doing well.
Did you say drop?
Well, they must have failed to catch the body on the other bank.
What? What makes you think something like that happened?
Because I have evidence that suggests her body dropped some distance. Finished disc 3 and 4 practice? Ooh, FF8 runs, Seth.
I've given up on Final Fantasy.
Yo, Ace Attorney is pretty dope. Shoutouts to our friends over at Capcom. I'm hoping I can do something like this for the Ace Attorney Chronicles, if I can get my hands on a copy of it anytime soon. Because I have evidence that suggests her body dropped some distance.
What kind of evidence?
Take a look at this autopsy report. After I put in this cast report.
photograph.
Look at this graph! It says here that her body fell about 10 feet after her death.
10 feet, huh?
That's most likely the height difference between the two sides. The body overswung due to the forward momentum, but then it came loose and fell about 10 feet. And then, as a result of the landing impact, this crystal sphere was knocked loose.
That's...
Yes, this blood-stained amethyst crystal. It's the one that came off Miss Elise de Nim's staff. And even more important is the place where this crystal sphere was found.
Indeed. I believe it's already marked on this overhead map. The crystal was found...
Precisely, Your Honor. In the very spot where the pendulum would arrive if given the right amount of speed.
This explains your theory quite well, Mr. Wright. You have provided us with a way the body could have been moved that night. An impressive deduction, Mr. Wright. Most impressive. Mr. Wright,
I thought this cold coffee might help cool you down.
what is the meaning of this, Mr. Godot?
That was a dark and bitter guess you made, Trite. But you forgot about one thing.
Oh? And what would that be?
The aroma. Huh? Coffee's most reliable accomplice is its deep and profound aroma. The rest of the court doesn't speak Coffeenese. Can you elaborate a bit more? If the criminal had sent the body to the other side, like you say, then naturally, there must have been an accomplice laying in wait to catch it.
Found an accomplice?
The criminal wasn't able to cross Dusky Bridge. So who collected the body? What do you have to say about that, Trip? Ah, fuck, he's right.
Mr. Godot is correct. This can't be the work of a single person. Well, Mr. Wright, you know what you must do.
Yes, Your Honor. The body couldn't have made it to Hazakura Temple without an accomplice.
Very well then. If you please, Mr. Wright. Who was the person that received the body on the Hazakura Temple side?
There.
Wait,
Yeah?
It could have still been Iris, though, because she couldn't have been on the inner temple side. She would have been stuck there because the bridge went.
Someone's paying attention. Anyway, Chris, best of luck with your runs, homie. What's the current route for FF8, or which route are you learning? Because I know there's quite a few depending on which cards you're trying to pull.
This and Zell, there's like 2 main ones right now, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 3 because they discovered the fish fins.
Oh yeah, the fish fin manip. I forget. You told me that, and I forget someone was. Oh, it was Reliant. Didn't know that was a thing. That was really recent, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like last month.
Jeez. Fucking Seraph was running FF10 today.
Yeah, you got ECM, EZCM, and then the normal Quest to Cell route, which is being reworked because the fish fin's been up.
Wow, so ridiculous. Yeah, anyway, friends, welcome. I'm Kios. I usually do Final Fantasy 15 speed runs. We also do a bit of casual JRPG playthroughs, including long challenge runs. Tonight is Monday night. We do some murder mystery. Tuesday, tomorrow is Capcom Day. We got some Devil May Cry HD remaster featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series, and some Monster Hunter Rise. That'll be open to the community, but hopefully you enjoy your stay here. If you don't have it, you want to catch up, definitely feel free to drop a like and a subscription or whatever the kids want these days on the YouTube. And if you're interested in more, definitely feel free to join the Discord, especially if you want to play with us on Saturday, Sunday, or Tuesday nights. Anyway, now that I've completely shilled out, yes. Shelby has a point.
Which means I know who the killer is.
Correct. It can only be you, Sister Iris.
huh? But I.
Shelby really got into character for that one.
And see. Thank
I don't see why you're so surprised. The only way to transport the body from Dusky Bridge is by snowmobile. But with her bad back, Sister Bikini could never pick up a body like that. And you're the only one that could have managed it. Trite, were you even listening to the witness's testimony? On the night of the crime, this little cutie pie.
Ew.
Ugh, at least didn't call her kitten. Was on cleanup duty in the Inner Temple Garden after the mother-daughter bloodbath. I haven't forgotten, but have you, Mr. Godot? This witness was also seen at Hazakura Temple, desecrating the corpse of the victim. It was gross.
Strange indeed. It's almost as if, on that night, the defendant was in 2 different places at the same time.
Sister Iris, let me ask you something. Were you doing 2 bad bitches at the same damn time? Why didn't you mention it when you first gave your testimony?
Mention what?
The pendulum, of course. Using this sketch drawn by an eyewitness, I have established how the body was moved using the burned out bridge, which means it's now a fact that this occurred, something you should have already known.
No, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about a pendulum.
You don't know about Rob Swire and pendulum? God damn, you call yourself an EDM fan? Fucking wook. But the body couldn't have been passed along to the other side without your help. So you should have known about it. In fact, it'd be impossible for you to be clueless about this whole thing. Unless you're not really Iris to begin with.
What?
Woo!
How could you say that, Mr. Wright?
It was me, Dio. What kind of nonsense is this? You're saying this witness isn't Iris of Hazakura Temple? Objection!
Propane nightmares. Are you fucking serious, Trite? You mean this woman is... There's no one besides Iris that could have received the corpse that night. Now I get it. Now I know why I've been sick to my stomach this entire trial. I've watched this man drink 37 cups of coffee. He's literally going to paint the bathroom. Why her whole demeanor changed so suddenly from yesterday. And why she's trying to pin this murder on Maya. The woman that's standing there at the witness stand. Her real name is Sirhan.
Dahlia Hall.
I never thought I'd have to utter your name again, let alone see you. It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Hawthorne?
Sister Iris had a twin sister, and you're looking at her, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
That name rings some bells. Distant bells, but bells nonetheless.
It's just your imagination, Gramps. This file contains all the relevant data about Dahlia Hawthorne. It's Edgeworth in a wig.
Oh yes, I remember now. That case, 5 years ago. Nah, I'm flashbacks.
You okay, Bubba?
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
My name's Patricia, and I'm a bad bitch. When I get bored, I drink dog pee.
Hi, my
Say-
name is Jared. I'm 19 and I never learned how to fucking
Fucking
read.
read.
My favorite flavor of popsicle is dick.
In all ways except physical, I'm a wolf.
Hey, babe.
Yo.
You want some?
Free shavakadoo.
Welcome to Middle Palace. You got the free shivakadoo.
Ah,
Fucking Shelby, keep up the country.
I just want to say, it's been an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
I say, boy.
there you go. You can get the dude playing with his fucking ding dong hair.
Oh no. Oh, he looks like a creep, screw it. The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine. But according to this, Dahlia Hawthorne is already dead. It says her execution was carried out last month.
So what? Death has no meaning in this courtroom.
What?
You thought this was Phoenix Wright, but it's me, Dio.
Order.
Oh, wait a moment. How can you... My sister, she's already dead. What kind of...
Bitch, please.
The wrong sister got yeeted.
You of all people should already understand. After all, the blood of the master of the crane channeling technique flows within that body.
The crane channeling technique? Now, where have I heard that?
That's right. You're not Dahlia Hawthorne herself. through the spirit of Dahlia currently inhabiting the body of a spirit medium.
It's this type of game? Hang on.
Oh, it is right now. Thank you, Lonnie. I hope you're having a terrific night. We're trying. We're definitely trying. It's funny as usual. What an exciting story. Exciting, but quite impossible. You're asking us to buy that Dahlia Hawthorne just happened to be channeled by someone on the very night of the murder to a temple where her twin sister, Iris, was? Well, if you're gonna put things that way, then yeah. We're supposed to believe a coincidence like that just happens? Rule number 39, there are no such thing as coincidence. Goddamn right I know my rules. Naturally, it was no coincidence. The whole thing was part of a plan from the very beginning. It's all written right here, in these instructions.
Better half missing.
What's that?
This is what happens when you ask a 6-year-old with no fucking any concept of motor function skills to burn the evidence. These instructions were written by your mother, Morgan Fay. And part of that plan called for Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled. That night, there were 2 irises at Hazakura Temple. 2 of them? Even the time of the channeling was planned out. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, in other words, 10 p.m., however, Iris was seen before dinner time.
That means the Iris that was at dinner was the real Iris.
And the Iris who gave me this hood in the main hall was also the real Iris. Meaning that the Iris Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple was someone else dressed as her, namely one Dahlia Hawthorne. Yo, have a great night, Dan. Thanks for hanging out with us. Yeah, I did. Yeah, absolutely did a Gibbs rule. NCIS is fucking amazing. Do you even know what you're saying, Trite? This whole channeling the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne business? Yes, it's true that you found plans that talk about it. However, there's one thing that's perfectly clear. The witness currently standing in the witness stand is the real Iris. Calm down and remember about the night of the crime. After meeting Sister Bikini, the Dahlia Hawthorne that had been channeled would have been stranded at the inner temple due to the lightning strike. It was later that the body was moved by pendulum. And that's right. Naturally, that would mean that the Iris that received the body was the real Iris. Are you with me so far? Yes. After being notified of what happened, the police came to Hazakura Temple's main hall. There they found Iris in her room and arrested her. And ever since, she's been under police supervision at the detention center. Yes, I suppose. Can't really deny any of that.
Phew. Thank goodness. It looks like he's finally convinced.
But something still seems off. Way off. What's going on, Zim? How are you? Hope you're having a great night. I'm still not convinced that the Iris here is the same one from the other night. Huh. I suppose you're about to say something really ridiculous. Like, the real Iris and the spirit of Dahlia somehow switch places?
Which places? To be perfectly honest, there are still quite a few things I don't understand, but I do know that unless we confirm the witness's identity, we can't continue with this trial.
Iris doesn't have the spiritual power needed to channel Dahlia, which means they must have switched places somewhere.
Well, Mr. Wright? Since the time she was arrested at Hazakura Temple, have there been any chances for Iris to switch places with Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yeah, it's been going really well. We got a few big old raids tonight. It's been really awesome. Resubs, raids, people hanging out, chatting. It's been super awesome. Hopefully, we'll be wrapping this game up maybe next week already. Your Honor, I think there might have been one chance.
Oh? Explain yourself.
Yesterday, for a few minutes, Iris's whereabouts were unknown. Unknown? What do you mean? What I mean is, there was a span of time in which Iris was able to move about freely, unsupervised, if you will.
Well, who was it? Who would give a murder suspect time to move about freely like that?
I'm sorry, I know you didn't mean to, and it wasn't your fault. The person who gave Iris the chance to move freely about was my dumb fucking boyfriend, Miles Edgeworth.
This is Mr. Edgeworth, isn't it?
Your Honor. Yeah. So the plan is, because we're actually working with Capcom as a Capcom creator. Hopefully they'll be able to slide us a key for the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and well, we will have all of that content to do. And I also need to finish up Nina Aquila as well, so that'll be pretty interesting. There was a fairly large earthquake yesterday, was there not?
An earthquake?
It's all you, Bubba.
Earthquake! Oh my goodness, the inner temple. This kind of tremor might.
Forgot I was Lady Bikini.
How could I have? She fled. She escaped. We went to the inner temple right away. And it's true. Iris was already there. However, they had already switched places by that point in time. When I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia Hawthorne.
That's quite enough already, Mr. Wright. Now see here. No judge in his right mind would consider the idea... Oh, well.
Up. Be quiet. Oh!
It's the bad bits.
It's been a long time, Mr. Judge.
That voice.
Guess I'll have to ask again. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, I always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
Dahlia Hawthorne, and my current profession, permanently retired.
So you're not going to bother hiding your identity anymore, huh?
Why should I? After all, I'm dead.
Oh good, we get to convict a ghost of murder. This should be great.
There's really nothing you can do to punish me.
What is going on here?
Godot has about 4 brain cells left. Dahlia Hawthorne. Ugh. Never thought we'd meet again. I never thought we'd meet like this. But this time, all ended. For her and for myself.
Real Godot's already ascended to another plane from all the coffee he's drunk. The only thing that's left is his shell. That's why he's such an idiot.
It's just a husk. All right. So we have 15 minutes. If we keep pushing, we will probably stop. Like, I can probably stop us like some sort of examination, cross-examination, or we can call it here.
I don't care.
Doesn't matter to me. I'm good.
All right. Just give me a second to stretch here real quick. If you want to catch up with the series, I already tossed the link in there, but free to check out our tea sponsor, nerdteas.ca. And there's the merch. I'm going to stretch for a second, and I'll be right back. All right.
Great. What? Stop it. You're pausing.
Oh, fucking right. Let's get it.
Let's get it. February 10th, 1:06 p.m. District Court. Courtroom number 7. Now then, let's continue where we left off, shall we? Well, witness?
Yes. How can I help you, Mr. Judge?
Well, it seems that if we're to learn the truth, we'll need to hear your testimony.
I have no problem with that. But when you've seen what I have, sometimes the truth is better left unknown.
In any case, let's hear your testimony. Tell us about the plan that was carried out that night.
The whole plan began with my death. A stupid plan hatched by Morgan Fay to install her own daughter as the next master.
Yeah, it's like a VTuber when they get a new art piece, Chris. It just kind of goes everywhere.
For it to work, Maya Fay would first have to die. The idea was for me to kill Maya and then have the plane pinned on Iris. The plan went wrong, but it seems to have succeeded anyway.
So that means you really are...
Wait a minute. Did you just say the plan was to kill Maya Fey?
Yes, you have a problem with that?
Don't give us that nonsense. There's no way that... Watch yourself, Trite. You've got a problem, solve it during cross-examination. That's one of my rules.
Mr. Godot is correct. And by the way, that's one of my rules as well.
To kill Maya? Could it be true? I resemble that remark. Trite.
The whole plan began with my death.
Hold up. You were executed last month, correct?
Yes, I was hanged. It wasn't exactly pleasant.
How did you manage to discuss the plan? When did you talk with Morgan Fay?
Last year, she was transferred to the same detention center as me. Since I was on death row and she was my mother, it was actually pretty easy to meet with her.
I see. So that's when you discussed the plan?
Ha! Are you crazy? At first, that woman was planning to kill me as well,
What a bitch!
even though I'm her own daughter.
All to make Pearl Fay the master of Karain?
She's a cold, twisted woman.
Yeah, no shit, look at you. Apple doesn't fall far from the fucking tree.
She thought she could finally regain her lost honor. The honor she lost when her younger sister, Misty, took her place as master. Ever since that day, she's been working on this plan.
Plan, huh?
Stupid plan hatched by Morgan Fay to install her own daughter as the next master.
You're talking about Pearl Fay? Is that correct?
Yes, I thought at first she had high hopes for the two of us.
You and your twin sister, Iris?
That's correct. Unfortunately, neither of us had as much spiritual power. That's why we were abandoned by her, along with our father.
Abandoned?
The only person I ever really cared about in my life was myself. My sister was a nuisance, so I convinced my father to leave her at the old temple.
You mean Iris?
Yes, my father remarried a woman who also had a daughter. The less children you have, the more money you get. The more money there is to go around, right?
I'd
And
be
on
claiming
top-
them on taxes.
True.
My father had absolutely no interest in children in general.
I gotta do my taxes. I don't want to.
How horrible.
The really horrible one was that woman, that bitter, vengeful woman. It was her stubbornness that gave birth to that child, Pearl Fay. She was born with an abundance of spiritual power, unfortunately for her. Morgan Fay heaped all of her broken hopes and dreams on that poor child's back. All because of her pathetic dreams of having her bloodline become the main family. But for it to work, Maya Fay would first have to die. The idea was for me to kill Maya and then have the blame pinned on Iris. The plan went wrong, but it seems to have succeeded anyway.
I missed some. I can't believe it. She meant to kill Maya. I've got to keep a cool head. And I need to get more information out of her. It's the only way to understand this plan and what she was after as well. I'm skipping the first two.
Mm-hmm.
Maya would have to die? But why?
For our bloodline to succeed as the main family, thus making Pearl the new master. The remaining descendants of the current master had to be taken care of.
But Pearls would never agree to a plan like that. She adores Maya.
How sad. You still don't get it, do you? What Pearl wanted had nothing to do with it. Morgan didn't care one bit about Pearl. Only thing she cared about was the position of the master. That's all.
That's ridiculous.
She was willing to sacrifice anything and anyone to achieve her goal. The life of her daughter, and naturally the life of Maya Fay as well.
How could anyone do that?
Do I have to read all this again?
No. You were going to kill Maya?
Pearl didn't need to know anything about it. All she had to do was follow the instructions on the letter and channel me. Then I would simply use her body and finish the job.
Let me guess, Pearl fucked it up because she's a fucking stooge?
Remember Pearl said she couldn't channel?
Oh yeah.
She kept failing. In any case, I'm already dead and there's nothing any of you can do to me.
So the plan was to blame the crime on your younger twin? On Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple?
She and I look absolutely identical. No one can tell us apart. If someone were to witness me killing Maya, naturally they would think it was Iris that had done it.
And the witness in this case was the head nun, Sister Bikini.
I never would have guessed she was going to return to the Hazakura Temple that night. But she wound up seeing Iris's crime anyway.
Why did you want to pin the murder on Iris in the first place? She's your twin sister, isn't she?
Twin sister? Don't make me laugh. She's nothing but a backstabber. I couldn't care less about her.
Backstabber?
You just don't understand. You never will. Anyway,
You think the plan was a success?
you heard me. That just as that woman had hoped. Maya Fey is dead. Now the title of the master will pass on to Pearl Fey.
That's absurd. Maya is she's just trapped inside the sacred cavern.
Really? You're as foolishly optimistic as ever, aren't you, my darling Feeny?
Ew.
Ugh.
What's a Feeny?
Phoenix.
Oh. Do you want to know the truth? Ever since we met, I despised you. Your sniveling naivete and your pathetic faith in other people.
I just want to know one thing. What did you personally think of Morgan Fay's plan?
It was dumb as hell.
I told you already, didn't I? It was a stupid plan. It had no point, no value other than fulfilling her own greedy desire. Yes. It was certainly nothing to be proud of.
If that's how you feel, why did you help her carry it out? Why would you do it? Why would you kill Maya?
You may not understand it, being that kind and gentle soul that you are. You may not be able to appreciate why someone like me would help a woman like that.
I'm crazy.
I'm blue. So then tell me.
Tell me why.
Isn't it obvious? I'm not like that woman.
You're not like all the other girls?
I'm not like the other
I'll
girls.
only act in my own self-interest.
I have BPD on my side.
The reason I helped her was for myself. For my own personal satisfaction.
She's into NTR. What did you say?
What did you say?
You're a nut. You're crazy in the coconut. What does that mean? So this woman, Dahlia Hawthorne, she had her own reasons for wanting Maya dead?
Do you understand why I would kill Maya Fey now? What my goal was?
Yes.
That shit.
Your Honor, what do you think about the witness's statement?
I'm not sure I follow you.
It clearly contradicts the, I thought, oh,
You don't sound very sure, Mr. Wright. Objection denied.
fuck. I don't think that won me any points with the judge. Alright, I'll fucking push. Obviously, it's because you're helping Morgan Fay.
Helping. Don't make me laugh. From the day I was born to the day I died, I never helped anyone. I lived for myself, and in the end, I died for myself. I thought that was obvious.
So she wasn't actually cooperating with Morgan. She was just using Morgan in her plan so she could accomplish her own goal.
All I wanted to do was kill Maya Fey. That was the only way I could think of to get revenge.
Revenge? Looks like I have no choice but to present that piece of evidence. I can't believe it. She meant to kill Maya. Gotta keep a cool head. And I need to get more information. The only way to understand this
Head
one.
off.
Yeah, true. Leak right out.
The whole plan began with my death.
Okay, hold on. Because these are all repeats.
Yeah, the goal was revenge. But why?
The witness statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor. Maybe this time?
I'm sorry, but I can see nothing faulty. Unfortunately, I will have to penalize you, Mr. Wright.
God damn it. I must be on the wrong track. Alright. Now this is all the goddamn same. Oh, fucking shit. It's not Maya, but Mia. Could it be that your actual goal had nothing to do with Maya Fey herself?
As I said, none of you have the power to punish me anymore. Because I'm already dead. Well, I have the same problem, you see. You can't punish the dead, and you can't take revenge against them either.
You wanted to take revenge on someone?
I was sentenced to die because of that woman. Mia Fey.
Oh shit. I'm a cliffhanger it right here because it is a bit after 12:30. But yeah, Phoenix Wright, fucking Trials and Tribulations, voice acted part 17. We'll pick this back up next Monday. Geez. Super appreciate the help tonight. Seth kind of streams occasionally, sometimes. If you want to check his stuff out. Last seen doing Yakuza 0, which is a fabulous game, would recommend. You got anything to shill? Any horrible words?
Eat ass, smoke grass. That's about it.
All right. Thanks, Bubba. You got anything?